yeah, we do have these how-to sections in our podcast. And I wanted to ask you about what is called strategy meetings. We do hear activist groups and so on that they plan a strategy meeting or they have a strategy for their actions or for their campaign. And I was wondering if you can tell us how you organize such meetings in Bombelki and what did you talk through, how long they last, what you had in mind, maybe tell us about the first agenda. So people that hear us can know, okay, if I have 4 friends and we think alike, how do we actually strategize? So maybe we can share some of that knowledge with our listeners.
Sure, yeah. I think my biggest take is to not get too stressed out about strategy. Like it sounds like a big word, but it really means direction. So we understand what we're doing. So we're not all pushing into different directions and it doesn't make sense after all. So we're all putting our forces into the same thing so we actually have the best outcome. But you can scale how complicated and detailed that is. And I think a small group in itself is easier to steer because it's easier to get understanding of all people when they are just discussing, when it's a small group. To me, it's mostly starting with context. So first we need to understand what is happening, who is doing what to us that we want to change, right? So like who is the bad guy, what is the bad project that we want to stop, or what is the good change that we want to push for. And then yeah, how to stop the bad guys or how to help the good guys, right? Because maybe the Bombelki example is when we are starting something from scratch, but sometimes maybe it's not about starting something from scratch, but supporting an already existing initiative with new forces. And then we need to have a reality check because obviously this context mapping might be very daunting that like there's so much stuff, there is no way we will ever address all of it.
Yeah, who is the good guy? Who is the bad guy? We really have to understand who are the players into that and try to see where our focus goes to, no? Like, yeah, you can make a list of all the bad guys and all the good stuff you're working for, but maybe you want to have some priorities that makes you move and make the next step.
Yeah, exactly. Really understand what is in our reach. It can't be too easy, right? It has to be an ambitious step, but something that we can really reach as well. So yeah, then it just goes into concrete activities and some sort of a timeline. So we really understand what our plan is, right? Like what do we want to do? What needs to happen before? If we're doing an action, maybe we need to contact somebody first. Maybe we need to check the consequences. We need to check what materials, where do we buy them, stuff like this. And then put it on a timeline to understand when all of that needs to happen for us to make it in time. So in Bombelki, I think we had one like a big 3-day, we called it a boot camp. In Gastivis, we call them retreats, but it's really just like a work meeting, I guess. And I think the one where you like sleep together and cook together, it's really nice to also like understand the team dynamics and like see each other in like all the places, right? Because for the meeting, everybody comes in a specific mindset, but then in the afternoon, somebody wants to relax, somebody is tired. You also have to see how your group is doing, how your team dynamics are doing when things get tough. Because in the beginning, it's great when everybody's excited, but then people can get frustrated, people can get just tired, not motivated, cannot do the stuff. So it's important to also know each other to the extent where you like can take accountability from somebody and you go into conflict sometimes, but it's not conflict that results in blowing up the whole group. Like you need to understand how to be in conflict with each other that also leads to resolution of that conflict, of that tension afterwards. But we also have like just 1 day full meeting in the city where like we don't sleep together, but we just meet for a big brainstorm. And yeah, basically do all the steps that I just mentioned before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you very much. I hope that those people that are listening to us and really want to start to fight the system in a way or another can come together and sleep together, as you said. Sounded more like you're promoting something else. I think the idea was to just stay all in the same place for a while.
Not in the same bed, but in the same house.
Yes. And I think it's a really nice moment in which you can trace some steps that you want to do together and put all the creativity in place and just have the courage to make the first step. It can start with a flyer and posters and, the other replacement stuff. So really like little stuff that you can achieve as a group and boost your confidence from the start. You can't give down the government from one day. Maybe yes, sometimes, but it really has to be the moment for that and a bit of a bigger power than for people.
If it decides to shut down social media, that could go faster.
Okay, thank you very much, Navi, for being today with us and sharing all your knowledge from these years. And I hope we will see you again and hear you again in a few years and see what's happening with the system that we want to put down.
Fingers crossed that it won't be here anymore.
If you like our show, or if you don't, drop us a comment, but still subscribe to the channel.